in terms of the tournament and everything else. And he's always been a huge proponent for that. So, but let's check in. Rumor is we can pop in, and it looks like our Forza team might be ready. Ron and Jeff, look at that set.
Look at that. Hi, you two.
That's true.
We live in large.
We are themed. We are
Well, yeah, and no, look at that. So, hey,
There's a whole tire.
Jeff, how bummed are you that we don't get to see the CO6 in Forza 7?
It's it's rough. It's rough. I mean, I will say though that I'm a Viper fan, so I will
you're
always
just
err
depressed.
on the side of that V10. So
I don't know. They're saying what did they say? They said it's the largest naturally aspirated engine ever put in a car, though.
that's yeah. There's a lot of crazy things and superlatives that you can rattle on about that car. The new Z06, the new C8, in all honesty, is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty excited about it. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're about to see on the Forza side there? And by the way, Ron, you are rocking that Give shirt like a boss, might I add.
You know what? I told them to give me a 2X, and then they got me the XL, and I put it on, and apparently this 5K that I've been training for, your boy is slimming down. I'm looking good out here in these streets. So yes, I am looking good in this.
No,
shirt.
you are. I
Thank
was
you,
actually not even being facetious. You look good, buddy. I mean, you make that shirt look good.
I told him. He was like, oh, this is gonna be too small. I was like, no, man, this is what you appear to everyone else. They look at this man and they're like, XL, and it fits right here. This is what we're doing. And I do want to give a special shout out. Please. I am joined by my man Ron Brown, very, very last minute, because my supposed to be co-host, Ali Tack, a Forza mainstay, is quite under the weather. So please send all of your good vibes out toward, kind of point yourself and aim towards the Netherlands, wherever you think that is.
I don't know.
And shoot those good vibes
That way?
over that way. Ali, if you're watching, we love you and miss you. It's been awesome to hang out. I am actually, my name is Jeff Easterling. I actually work at 343 with Ron Brown, a franchise and narrative writer, but I absolutely love the Forza series, both Motorsport and Horizon. I actually worked in the motorsport industry for quite a while myself before getting into games, so I absolutely love it. It is my honor and privilege to kind of help bring the Forza elements of these tournaments to you guys for the past several years. We are also checking out the chat as well, and it's gonna be awesome. Now, what's great is, Ron, you are not as well versed in the motorsport side of things.
All
correct?
right, so the thing that I like to say is that I like when the car go vroom vroom. And so that's really basically a lot of my Forza knowledge. Now, don't get me wrong, I've thrown the sticks around in some Forza Horizon. But Motorsport, I just realized when I'm out of my depth, you bring me a Final Fantasy, you bring me a Halo, all right, I got you. But Forza Motorsport, I let the pros be the pros. And so, yes, I like when car go fast.
Car go fast indeed, and that is the name of the game in Forza. So the Forza tournament, we have 18 total finalists, and these are from actually previous qualifying events. So our event today is going to be 3 races for points based on placement. You're going to earn points based on that placement in each race. Race number 1 is going to see our competitors in a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO on home turf at Monza. The full circuit. Monza actually was a recent visit on the F1 circuit. My man Danny Ricciardo took it home there. It was awesome. Race 2 is going to be the 2011 Corvette Racing ZR1 on Road America. And if I'm not mistaken, that's actually the one they converted from a GT1 to a GT2 spec to race at Le Mans. Road America, man, it's just an absolute classic track. That's in Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin. Race number 3 to round it off is going to be a classic European struggle. It's going to be the 1999 Le Mans 24-hour winning BMW Motorsport V12 LMR on Spa-Francorchamps. An absolutely classic car on a classic circuit. That's BMW's only Le Mans winner. Ron, I'm going to be throwing a lot of details and stats at you that you might not, might not know, but just nod and smile, make me feel
Look,
good about it. So.
Anything that I don't leave smarter than when I came in is a win. I feel a little bit more knowledgeable already. Let's do this.
Now, what we're looking at right here, we've got the grid kind of all starting to line up. You will notice that we have A wild card. So all of this is internal Microsoft. So the folks, the competitors actually donate to a charity kind of as their entry point. And then they're all kind of in the running, and these folks are no slouches. Oh yeah, by the way, I see Race Boy is out in front. So this is what I was about to say. We have a wild card racer each time. So that is going to be Race Boy 77. But you will notice that Race Boy is not driving a Ferrari GTO because our wild card is going to be a bit of a rolling chicane, we'll call it. Race Boy is actually in a giant limousine. So that is going to provide a little extra challenge and action as we start off on lap 1 of Monza Full with our...
I mean, look at it.
It's amazing.
Just magenta and sexy. Look at it.
So
you don't want to roll up to the palm in this right here?
It's so good. Blondie Bagiki in the chat, you don't have to be good at driving games to enjoy Forza Horizon series. Such a polish is absolutely agree. I always call the Forza games my car PGs. You know, you're leveling up your car like you would any sort of narrative character. We see, I tell you what, Race Boy did get a little bit of a head start going into this race, but Race Boy is holding.
I mean, he is getting in there. Like, let's go.
You see that we've got our time gap right there. He's still 3.1 and holding. Like just now at 3 point. It looks like we've got. Oh my goodness, a tight battle there for second, third, and fourth. Just a couple of seconds separating that entire package. Race Boy comes through the chicanes, getting ready to head on that back section of the straight around the wider hairpin back onto the front.
Now, wouldn't these other cars theoretically be faster than that limo? Is he just that good?
Well, I mean, we are talking about, these are the 1962 version of this. And it's amazing, how far cars have come. We have SUVs now on the road that have more power and can get around a track actually better than old school Ferraris or Porsches, just because when you think about the technology that is, that's involved. So it's interesting though, because of Race Boy's performance here in the limo, that means that getting past him is going to be even more important. Yeah, because if you can put Race Boy's limo between you and the competition and keep him there as long as possible, that is going to be an important piece of the strategy. We're riding with Sean Don 64 right now, who's falling back a little into the order right now, sitting at 13th. As looks like AJ has just passed into 12th, but they're coming in. Now this initial braking zone, it's always tough into turn 1 in that first chicane right there, riding over the curbs, trying to get it, but picked up, it looks like a couple of places.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, if this is the Formula 1 race, they might be radioing to the stewards to see if that place was gained maybe a little too advantageously.
Look, he got to where he was and nobody crashed or died.
It's true.
I feel like that's a legit. Oh my God, Race Boy is a year away from him.
I know. They're finally just kind of catching up. We're riding along with McDaddy XL. Again, riding in that Ferrari 250 GTO. All of our main competitors will be in that same one. You'll see the G1, that Group 1 right there is differentiating them from our wild card kind of joker racer and trying to get the draft right now. The one thing about Monza is super important because there are several, you can see it on the mini map right there, there are several long straights. So each of our tracks is going to have elements of them that are different characteristics than each other. Some of them you're going to want to really kind of concentrating on the tight and twisting corners. Monza is one that you want to really make sure that you are getting out of tighter corners and carrying speed through those long straights, because if you don't, that's where you're going to lose.
Oh, he's going to make a push for it.
Going to make a push. Driving through that. Now, Race Boy, that limo is punching a big old hole through the air right now. So both our first and second place. Oh, he's going to... first place is going to be diving hard onto the brakes. Oh, man. Here comes McDaddy XL is riding right up. Both of them actually got past Race Boy. That is going to be huge. It looks like first and second place. This is going to be vital. Can FS Abu ride in and keep and maintain the lead into the first chicane? This is actually going to be really, really tough. Each of these competitors is going to try to outbrake the other as they come into a very hard right-hand, left-hand exchange to the chicane.
All right, we will see the cars go vroom, is what you're telling me.
We will see the cars go vroom. Now, I've said chicane a couple times. In case you don't know, so a chicane basically is essentially like a brake, like a spot that is intentionally designed to slow you down.
Okay, that adds up. That makes sense to me. Now, okay, hold on. Why would you want that on a racetrack, though?
So it's interesting. There's a couple of different reasons. Number one, initially a lot of chicanes were put in for safety. For example, the Mulsanne Straight used to be this basically 3-mile long straight, and racers were getting over 240 miles an hour. Yeah, and eventually, like right at the turn from the 80s to the 90s, they decided that it was a little too dangerous with how fast the cars were getting, so they actually put 2 chicanes in. Basically at a mile apart, so you separate it into 3-mile-long straights to kind of improve the safety. So safety is a big concern where you see chicanes, but it's also a way to improve the areas that you might be able to offer overtaking opportunities too. Because if you have those braking points at the end of a long straight, that's where you get a lot of that kind of, racers dicing with each other. We have Eon. Eon L, by the way, is a mainstay in these tournaments, constantly taking top spots. Now, going into 3rd place, moving past Race Boy himself, all the way through the twisties. Man, it is, you can see down there on the mini-map, like, Race Boy, I'm actually so impressed with how
he's hanging in there.
with how much this Cadillac limousine is hanging, putting it to these Ferraris, the 1962 GTOs.
I also love his subtlety. He doesn't go, he's not too hard on any of these turns.
Now we see Agile Graph.
Another one?
I love it. Agile Graph coming in and using the nimbleness of that Ferrari. So maybe it has less power, but that power to weight ratio is going to be able to let it be a little bit more nimble, a lot more nimble than that limousine is. By the way, Agile Graph, you want to talk about a Microsoft gamer tag? Like Agile Graph has to be, like I'm expecting like Agile Graph is going to be racing against, low bandwidth and put a pin in it.
Who we following now? Oh, we're actually with Race Boy now.
Oh, and it looks like top 5. Oh, Agile Graph looking to show that agility across that first chicane,
Just
going
right
over the
over
berms, right over it,
Those
trying
lines
to
are
maintain pace.
suggestions.
Yeah, they are.
That's how I do it. Like, this is what we think you should do, but if you want to do something else, you got it. You could do this.
I see a hot pot of coffee maybe rooting for Eon, saying they need to catch up, and I agree. Eon actually usually right at the top. We actually do have looks like a battle going on, and I'm wondering actually if we have somebody. No, look in the first chicane, it looked like we had somebody maybe having off, but they are continuing on. Race Boy, man, I am telling you, this 2013 Cadillac XTS limousine, the hot pink livery, absolutely, you can't miss it. It's 900 feet long.
Gorgeous.
Like, absolutely. Yeah, maybe we should get, like Bazdon, maybe we should get a player called Azure Edge. I love it. Oh, man, we got kind of a classic paint scheme right here on this.
Trading right
look
now.
At this. We have got an absolute battle trying to outbreak each other. Is he going to stay in? Mac Daddy XL gets the best of this. We are on the penultimate lap right now. We only have one more to go, and they are coming down the back straight, that kind of second section of the back straight, as they wait to get back into Albany's passing. Oh, man, Mac Daddy XL and FS Abu are just having an absolute battle. They were the first two to get past our Joker in Race Boy, and they are cooking it through that final turn. FS
coming
Abu,
up behind him, I think.
Yep, he is going to have to try to make sure that he keeps a tight line, get a good run onto that front straight. In all honesty, it's going to be it might come down to this first chicane. He's going to have to, I don't know if he's close enough to get a strong run. He may just have to try to outbreak him in. Oh, man, he is
a little bit behind.
It's good stuff right here.
Let's go.
We've got battles, and that's one great thing about racing. You got battles kind of all throughout the order. You can see splits of, even just 11th to 12th is under a second. And you never know when finishing 9th versus 10th is going to help you out in the points in the grand scheme. Because remember, all of our racers get points for each of their finishes. So that could be the difference, especially if you rack up a couple wins in races 2 and 3. But speaking of racking up wins, we've got 2 folks with their eyes on the prize right now, coming in to the back half of the lap. We are on lap 5 of 5. We've got Mag Daddy XL and FS Abu that are going neck and neck here. here at Monza in the 62 Ferrari 250 GTO. We got Bazdan rooting for a top 10 finish for the limo.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think that's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
I think
it
it's going to happen.
is going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
Oh man, I like the green paint job right here. That's really solid. We're riding on with Yon. I tell you what, someone was rooting for Yon to catch up. Yon has a draft, might actually pull it off. Might be able to steal second. Does he have it in him to grab first? I don't know. Here they are. They're going to be going into this final kind of slow chicane type section. Oh, I think he needed to dive in a little bit farther. Looks like Mag Daddy XL actually has a better run out of this turn complex coming onto the back straight. Shady Joker is hyped in the chat. We are hyped as well.
Let's go.
Where is the Warthog? Oh man, the Warthog.
Okay, so about that.
Yeah, that would be a great Joker car in this as well. Oh, can Mag Daddy XL? I think that run off the back is going to be what. Yes, is going to be what actually keeps it there. And Ion, what a magnificent comeback drive to pass for the second spot. And again, those points could end up being huge. And I think that's the way it is going to finish, with Mag Daddy XL taking the top spot in the Ferrari on home Italian turf at Monza, with Ion taking second and FS Abu rounding out the podium. And we've got Agile Graph coming in with waving the Microsoft terminology flag with in fifth there. So that is going to wrap us up for the first. Okay, so your first Forza experience right here, competitive Forza experience. What did you think?
I absolutely found it absolutely wonderful. So first off, holy crap, those camera angles. It makes you feel like, oh man, I'm really there. Like, let's go. I just needed to hear the engine roar, and I'm living this. I agree. But also, I didn't realize that there was so much strategy in racing. For me, I was just like, why not just everybody go real fast? Is it not like Mario Kart?
You know?
No, not a single blue shell was thrown in the entirety of that race.
Maybe metaphorically.
Okay, I don't like metaphorical shells. I like my shells to be very, very real. I like real shells on oysters. I like real shells in video games.
Well, I tell you what, you know, speaking of like amazing performances, how about, I believe it was a sixth place finish
on the limo?
Race Boy. Well, and of course, as big as that car is, that might actually be 6th through 8th place. I'm not sure. Gerbil, it's a Puma. That's right. Actually, that's where the Warthog. I've got my Pumas on right here, so I'm wearing our Warthogs. A couple Warthogs on my feet. Yeah, Champagne getting shaken at the back of that ride. That's right. Yeah, we don't need a podium to blast the champagne with the limo.
In fact, it's better with the tinted windows, isn't it?
We see Unishek, our boy community manager, actually over at 343. Thanks so much for joining us, Uni. Bring out the blue shells, indeed. I love it. Man, Forza with some some banana peels and fireballs. Like, yeah, that sounds like a Horizon thing.
Shut up and take my money. It does sound like a Horizon thing. Speaking of which, wait a second. I am fairly certain that there is supposed to be a new Horizon game on the horizon.
You are absolutely right. Early November, I believe it's November 5th. I cannot wait for Horizon 5 to kind of take over my life for a little while. It's gonna be awesome. I see Race Boy jumping in the chat. That thing is not easy to squeeze through the chicanes. No, it is a chicane. Like it is the chicane itself. That's incredible. Good stuff. Good stuff.
He made it look easy though, which is the worst part. So I'm thinking about like regular me, and I'm like,
deft negotiation. Tracy, your hands in the air for charity. We will do so, and that's a great reminder if you're just joining us. The Xbox Gaming, the Microsoft Gaming Tournament for 2021, and we are doing all these awesome games all day. We're kicking it off, but all day we have some amazing stuff going for charity. Several different charities, as they talked about the hosts at the top of the show, and that's what's awesome, man. It's one thing to just be able to kind of like spend some time celebrating games across various platforms and having a lot of fun with each other, but to be able to do so for charities like the Special Olympics, it makes it all that much more worth it. So, you know, video games are awesome, but when they can be used as a video or as a vehicle for real good, that is like the best thing going on. I like that. Bazdan, hype.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is absolutely
That's what I'm talking about.
So what we're doing right now is in between, again, if you just joined us, I'm Jeff Easterling, joined by Ron Brown, and we are casting the Forza Motorsport 7 portion of our 2021 Microsoft Gaming Tournament here, and we are just past race number 1 of 3. The first one saw our competitors. We had 18 of them racing a 1962 Ferrari GTO at Monza, and man, it was Mac Daddy XL taking the victory. So all of the races, though, each of the participants will get points for their respective placements in each race. And that was just race 1. So in all honesty, obviously Mac Daddy XL is sitting in the catbird seat, but all it takes is some bad braking points, a bad finish, and that order could change up, and you're going to add up all the points from those 3 races to find our winner. Race number 2 is going to be in a 2011 Corvette Racing ZR1 at Road America. Roby was talking about the new Z06, the C8, and this is not that beast. This is going to be the Corvette Racing ZR1 that was run at in the IMSA series and the American Le Mans series, the Tudor United Sports Car series, and Road America is going to be. Road America is an awesome track. When I worked in racing, it was one of my favorite tracks to visit. And actually, one of the teams that I worked for was a Viper team in the GT1 class, and that team was actually based in Whitefish Bay in Wisconsin. So Road America was always kind of their home track, which is really nice to go. And Road America is an amazing circuit with, a couple of long straights, but some really technical bits that are in the middle that are going to test the skill and the racecraft of every single one of our racers. And that Corvette Racing ZR1 is going to be absolutely at home on that track, and I can't wait to see what kind of Joker car we end up with for Race Boy on this.
Always excited.
It always tells me, some tells me it's always going to be good.
Jeff, have you actually done any racing yourself? You ever get behind the wheel, pull a couple laps?
I love doing. Actually, there's a group of us at the studio at 343 that does competitive karting, and so that's a lot of fun. We do it at one of the local racetracks up here in the Pac Northwest, Pacific Raceways. But no, I've always been on the technical side, and I've worked in driver management. I did tire engineering for some teams, done race strategy, and up on the tower and calling strategy for races in the IMSA series, Grand Am series, for various teams, writing PR and doing stuff like that, driver and team management, a lot of really cool stuff. Did that for about 14 years, I guess.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that was it's pretty awesome stuff, man.
You've lived like 8 lifetimes.
It really
Jeff.
has been.
You really could share.
Yeah,
and I feel like you aren't. Like, give somebody else a life to live, but
Yeah, it's awesome. I love motorsport for a lot of different reasons. One of it is, I just love science too, and motorsport is kind of the intersection of that art and science and human endeavor. Now we're getting our leaderboard, our race results after race 1, FS Abu. So did we have actually? I'm wondering if we had some adjudication. Go on. It looks like we may have had some post-race penalties. Now we were talking about that to see if there were going to be, anything, if the stewards were going to apply something, and it looks like we may have a post-race penalty. If I can get any confirmation from that would be good in my ear. But with that, it looks like that promotes FS Abu or FSC, into first.
Yeah, there it is.
According to the points here. So. Yeah, I'm interested in, and
it would appear that
Eon also would have had
made some penalties. Because that would have been.
Oh, McDaddy said he got hit with penalties, so Eon must have as well. So I tell you what, that actually shows that FS Abu just making sure that they kept. Didn't throw the race away. Third place turned into a first place, which is really important. Now, here we go. It is. Okay, all right. We are getting word that it looked like a couple of different penalties coming in, and those penalties could be for maybe an unavoidable collision, or an avoidable collision, or things like skipping the track. We saw some folks jump over and hop those curbs.
Right
so it looks like Race Boy is going to be
Pace boy.
in Pace Boy. Let's go.
Here.
Let's go. Race
I've
Boy
done
to
my
Pace
job for
Boy.
the day.
There you go. You can retire.
I'm out.
You can go.
This has been fun.
So, like a normal race, actually, Race Boy is going to be actually, it looks like, in the pace car of the C7 Corvette, which is an absolutely awesome car. The last of the front engine generation Vettes. And then we've got the race versions of the C6s, the GT2 spec ZR1 Corvette Racing's. Oh my gosh, these are just such the grunt and the power of that V8. I'm telling you, I've heard these things in person, and there is nothing like the rumble of those V8s. We already have some folks going, doing a little lawn maintenance coming through. You're gonna see a lot of like really technical kind of turns, some decreasing radius. When they come through that carousel down on that bottom right, that is going to be. That's going to be putting folks to the test, because it's so easy to get yourself caught out by some understeer and think you've got enough, but it just carries you right off.
Now,
so,
I have a question. I got one.
Yes,
I got
ask
a real
away.
good question. I got a real good question. All right. What makes the GT Pace, the Corvette Pace car, different from what everybody else is driving right now?
So,
it's still a Vette.
It is still a Vette, so it's a different generation of Vette. So it's a C7, which is the 7th generation of Corvette, so it's a newer car. The race versions right here are the C6. So the C7 Vette is just going to have, newer technology. It's based off of a newer generation car. First of all, can we give a shout out to the Kinder? The Kinder livery I absolutely love right here. Fantastic. Kinder Bueno for the win.
For the dub.
Love it.
Only thing I enjoy slightly more is Milka. I do enjoy some Milka chocolate, but it's difficult to get that over here in the States from time to time. But if you can find that Kinder, let's go. The Buenos is Bueno.
I love it. I love it. And back to your question. So a pace car is also going to be no slouch of a car too, because if you think about it, they have to be pacing a race, and oftentimes they're coming out and they have to actually be running laps that are obviously not necessarily to where the race cars themselves are running, but they have to be running fast enough that the race cars behind them aren't losing a ton of heat in their tires, or that they aren't losing a lot of air coming over their engine to make sure that they're staying cool. So these cars are no slouches. They're in essence kind of race cars themselves, and are often piloted by race car drivers that just don't happen to be racing. I love the livery right here. This is a throwback livery to the year 2000. This is the Corvette Racing, the C5R livery right here, and he's rocking that number 3 in 2000. I was actually at the Rolex 24 Hours where they won overall in 2000. The number 3 car was actually driven by Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Oh, it was Sr.
And his son shared the car, and I think actually finished in second place or real close. Their sister car won overall, but that was on a more somber note. That was actually his last race that he completed, and he completed it with his son. It was actually the Daytona 500 just a few weeks later that he unfortunately passed away in. But I love this tribute livery. My Orica Vipers, the red with white stripes, got the better of these guys at Le Mans that year, I will just say. But man, a lot of really cool memories of the classic, the classic livery there, and still catching up. Yeah,
I appreciate you, Gerbil.
Oh, thank you, Gerbil. I appreciate that.
And it's catching up.
Not bad for a couple of Halo guys, right?
Yeah, you know what? Look, I started off with cargo, vroom, vroom, and now I have like actual car.
Oh, I love it. Perfect place. That is a bold place to pass, actually, right there. Coming in, so that kink, that right-hand kink is a high-speed turn that actually, when you're taking it at those speeds, is a lot more tough to navigate than it would give it credit for. And it looks like it's Danger Ranger in front. Now, if you're wondering where our mainstays are, each race actually starts, the grid is in reverse order for where you finished the race before. Yep, that's true. Something I should have brought up earlier.
Wait a second, hold on. So you could strategize and really kind of shoot for like the middle of the pack.
That's true. Yep.
Because
and you get everybody, if you stay kind of like that mid to high, you're always setting yourself up for a good points finish. And it looks like Ion wanted a Fanta and got past the pace car. Again, I am so impressed with the racecraft of Race Boy.
Yeah.
Pace Boy, actually.
Pace Boy.
As you
Very much what's happening right now.
so adequately called it there. I love, man, Road America, just it brings back so many memories. So you see, like, these guys are strategizing, when they're hitting the apex of the turn. So the apex of the turn is basically that inner point of the turn where you're really wanting to kind of cut it off. It's think of like, the St. Louis Arch there.
I'm with you.
That spot. So coming over the curbs can be a really great strategy to essentially reduce the length of the turn and get a faster run out of it. But depending on the curbs, you can really unsettle the car and find yourself into a wall if you're not careful. So there's a lot of strategy to actually know different tracks have different characteristics on even their curbing. Some of them are a lot more flat, some of them are raised up, and then, you're also taking into account the surface. You can see actually the surface change. You see how it got darker? So that's actually a differently paved or maybe a newer paved section of that track right there. We're riding on board.
The level of detail.
It is. The level of detail, and that's a shout out, honestly, to the Forza series.
Teams,
is they are so meticulous. The folks over at Turn 10 and also Playground for the Horizon series are absolutely so meticulous about all this detail. Speaking about detail, getting this turn right, we're riding along with 8th place, getting that kink right, and now it looks like...
I thought it was going to be a ramp.
So this is actually the livery. This is the livery that this car ran with at Le Mans. So this is the official livery for the 2011 C6R. Is really the ZR1 when they changed from the GT1 class right there. And let's see, we have. If we can get the racer info up on there too, just to help with who we're jumping over to, it looks like we're riding along with 2nd place. Does that look like Yon? There we go.
Yay,
thank you so much.
Danger
We got Danger Ranger right here rocking that 2000 throwback livery. And coming up on Eon, I tell you what, if Eon is in 1st place, you want to talk about a drive. That right there is salvaging some points like no tomorrow.
Really is. Oh, man. Danger Ranger actually getting a good distance in the Halo tournament as well. Not going to be in the finals with us today, but definitely slang a couple of BR rounds at some folks. So it is just good to see that gamer tag in a different context this time.
Now, you want to talk about some track details. You're at a Wisconsin track when you're driving under the Sargento cheese advertising.
I knew it was going to be something cheese related as soon as you said Wisconsin.
I bring the cheese, like no matter what. So.
It was either cheese or brandy slush, which, hold on, brandy slush is one of the most amazing things I've ever put in my face. But the fact of the matter is, Wisconsin got that cheese.
Oh, they do indeed. And it looks like we have got a battle neck and neck right on. We've got for 2nd and 3rd. It looks like Danger Ranger and FS About is... Oh, look like FS About has actually jumped into 2nd place, trying to salvage those points. Oh, what amazing drives from the back of the grid. Danger Ranger, though, holding on.
Hold on. He's holding on. Hold on.
I love it. Looks like Agile Graph has also jumped up into 5th place.
Nothing wrong with cheese.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with the cheese.
Yeah.
I love it.
Who's in first?
Tracy Air wanting to make you hungry. That's true. That's all we're doing. Hungry for more action and hungry to donate to these charities that we are supporting, like the Special Olympics of Washington. Again, we are doing all of this for charity. So all of these racers, no matter what place they finish in, you know that they are in this tournament because of their generosity to some of their favorite organizations. Look at Race Boy getting racy with Agile Graph. Agile Graph getting past the pace car. Normally, that would be a big no-no if you're following the pace car and trying to pass him. No, we don't do that under
One would
under
think
yellow.
that Pace Boy would use that to his advantage, but I don't think he's been using it this race.
I don't think so. I think he needs to turn the lights up.
He really does, because they're just getting on around him. I feel like this is not regulation.
No, it's not. It's not. We're gonna have to consult the stewards about this at the end. So again, Race Boy is in that 2019 Chevrolet ZR1 pace car. If I'm not mistaken, this was actually the pace car at the Indy 500 that year. Someone in chat will correct me if I'm wrong.
We do okay.
Like Crimson Gamer, thank you so much.
So bad.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, babe.
Appreciate that. We are merely here to be the mouth, the human vuvuzelas for the charity energy. That is all we are here. We are just communicating it here. So we are on the last lap. We're on the final lap. We've got Race Boy Just, man, our Joker racer is playing the cards, man. It is absolutely outstanding. The leader is Eon. And heading up FS bow by just over a second, it looks like. We are coming in to the left-hander before the carousel. So again, the carousel, that's the
big
circular,
old giant
and it
circle.
literally feels like you're, like when you're at the airport and you're driving up the parking, it just feels like it goes on forever. You're like, okay, straighten out, okay, straighten out. It's so easy to kind of overcook it. And now, right now, these are first and second places are going to go through this kink, a quick right-hander, and if you get it right, you get a great run onto that back straight into a hard right-hander that really can make or break the race in that lap for you.
Jeff, I'm classy. I don't park my own car at the airport, man, but I let them valet it for me, you know what I'm saying? I take the shuttle to the terminal.
I can't get on board with this autonomous driving thing. It's rough, man. I need control. I'm more of a control freak. Oh, it looks like Nick probably is trying to get under Race Boy. Oh no, a little too aggressive. It looks like Eon is going to finish. There he is. Crosses the finish line in that Fanta 2011 Corvette Racing ZR1 with FS. It looks like FS About did finish in second. Of course, what we're going to do is we're running to the race regulations. So once the race is done, we'll go to adjudication, see if there are any post-race penalties that get applied that shake up our order, and we will be finding out when you guys find out as well. Danger Ranger looked like where did Danger Ranger finish out? It looked like maybe
he might have been in third.
Rounding out the podium, and Race Boy finishing just off the podium again.
Wait, wasn't he down as far as like 6th at one point?
I believe so. Actually jumped that little tangle with Nick probably right there at the end. But I tell you what, Nick probably actually, it was not too worse for wear. Actually, just only finished behind Race Boy, so didn't lose an additional position there.
You know, when you said Nick probably, I was like, I mean, are we not sure whether or not it's Nick? Like, read
Nick
the gamer
probably,
tag, and then I look over the gamer tag, and actually,
Nick certainly.
Nick certainly. Nick for surezies.
Nick probably most deaf.
Nick maybe.
Oh man! So that is the conclusion of race number 2. So we had the 2011 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, the Corvette racing model of the ZR1 there, and that was at Road America, an absolutely iconic American track in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Eon taking the win there, and Eon starting from way back because again, the finishing order of a race, the starting that will actually be flipped, so we'll go reverse grid order for the next race. So Eon, by merit of taking that victory, congratulations, last place for you. Last place start. So it's going to be.
But they did good. They did good.
They did. And
car went vroom.
It's BOP, balance of performance is what they call that.
But get good. What happened to get good? This is different from Halo.
It quite vroom.
I don't like it.
that would be like if we have one of the HCS teams, and when they win a game, they replace 2 of their guys with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That'd be terrible.
Now go win a
play
tournament.
with us. And I'm
welcome to Raleigh.
Where is Map? I jumped off. I'm supposed to shoot the other guys.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. I got you.
Sorry, Frosty. I'm taking your place this time. You're a little too good.
I'm interested to see how the points shake out though, because I don't know what kind of things can you be penalized for.
So the big things that you'll probably get are the 2 most common, I would say, are avoidable contact with another racer if you just kind of dive bomb into somebody, or cutting the track. Those would be the 2 most common, and that's you just getting a little too let's make this turn a little bit shorter. I'm gonna go a little lawnmower action.
I call that smart racing though. That seems like the shortest distance between 2 points is through this wall.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I have tried that and failed every time.
Come on, just Kool-Aid man the tracks. That's all I'm asking. Just Kool-Aid man them.
Yeah, I agree. Tracy Air is giving props to the Give shirt right over there.
Heck yeah.
I love it, man. And of course, Give is what it is all about. That is why we are here. It is amazing to have fun with a whole bunch of games on some different platforms all day long. long, but the
All
reason
day.
why we're here is to make sure that we are promoting causes better than ourselves. Special Olympics Washington is just one of the causes that we're supporting, actually,
And then Boys and
specifically with
Girls
this.
Club
Yeah,
is
Boys
another
and
one.
Girls Club as well.
Community.
And yeah, Ron is
his foot
putting his
down.
foot down. I love it. Foot down, apparently only on the pedal on the right, not the one on the left. So
Wait, there's a left pedal?
there is a left.
I thought it was
Sometimes
decoration.
there's two. Depends on. Yeah.
Hold on. I think I might have driven wrong.
Well,
And that actually explains a lot of the looks I get from other people on the road.
it's all good. It is.
Okay.
It is all good.
Cool.
And Xbox jumping in the chat. Hello, Xbox, official sentient Xbox account. And it's reminding it's a charity tournament for internal Microsoft employees. So yeah, what you're watching right now is all of the competitors for all of our games today are actually all internal Microsoft employees, and their ticket in is a donation to causes that are really important to them and to the platform, which is really awesome. So every one of our competitors, you know that they're kind of paying their entry fee, so to speak, by donating to some amazing charities, and then putting their skills on the line to try to win some awesome prizes.
They are better
which is awesome.
than I am, and it is actually I very much enjoy watching people who are good at a thing do that thing. Also, man, we've had a lot of beef in the chat about whether or not pink is a good color. I'm just
a
gonna go on record.
fantastic color.
Pink is a
It's
fantastic color. My life
Lightest
is
red, I believe.
lightest red. My life has never been better than when I decided one day, wait a second, I'm just gonna rock this pink shirt and see how it goes. And
Yeah.
pink actually looks real nice on my skin.
You
I
know,
look doggone good.
I was
as
just
a
gonna
salmon,
say,
baby.
yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Some of my favorite race liveries have an amazing pink like highlights to it. Shout out to the Iron Dames, the Iron Lynx Ferrari, actually an all-female crew who like have amazing racers in there. Absolutely fantastic. And their livery on their Ferrari, the 480, their 488 is absolutely amazing. It's like a black kind of undercoat with these hot pink highlights. Oh man, it's so awesome. Love watching them at like Le Mans and Spa.
Let's go.
Great stuff there.
Yeah,
you got it. I got it. Thank you. I got the Xbox.
They got you.
Yeah,
All
Pink
right.
has a devoted community. As they should. Pink is awesome. Pink is awesome.
Picking up what you're putting down. I see it.
I love it. I turn a lovely shade of it half the time when I'm just because of the weird things that I say. So I have to be okay.
Look,
with Pink.
Pink Jeff is as good as all the other Jeffs.
There are many.
And
there
frankly,
are so many.
you only get one variant of Ron, and it's the last name. Like I am literally labeled with the one variant of Ron that you'll get.
But it's an amazing variant.
It is an amazing variant,
Well,
if
we're
I
going to
do
jump
say so
over to our
myself.
leaderboards right now. The race results after race 2. So this, keep in mind, is taking into account our points from race 1. We have FS About in first place with 37 points, but that top step isn't all
hang
to
on.
themselves. And we've got Eon sharing. It's getting a little cozy up there on the top step of the podium.
Cozy.
37 points apiece for FS About and Eon. Nick probably was actually a solid,
That was
that's
a
that kind of
big run.
mid-pack.
Yeah.
That's that mid-pack strategy right there.
Yeah.
Moving him into third overall, sharing that third place at 29 points with Woof and McDaddy XL with 28 points. But look how tight it is.
It is
even
very
down.
tight.
I mean, all the way down into 10th with AJ. Save 82, like 18 points. That's not that far off. And really, any of the ones that are on the screen right now have a shot at the podium if they get a good run. This next race,
first place
and then maybe get some help too. It doesn't hurt if some of the
here
top
and there.
competitors accidentally go off the track or catch a little tire.
You spun out a little bit.
It happens.
Darn.
Tracy Air still loves Woof. We do as well. Any
Indeed.
name in triplicate is a name worthy of shouting out at least 3 times.
That's facts.
So congratulations to Woof on the 4th place standing right now. And we are going to, man. It's going so well. It's also going faster.
It is going
it's just
super
we are
duper
blazing.
fast.
The cars.
I mean, I did say cars go boom.
Yeah.
Are we in the
I
Beamer?
tell you what. No, this is going to be an interesting car to try to get past because our Joker car is a Bugatti Veyron Super Sport, which is absolutely no slouch.
Good
We're talking
Lord.
like 300 mile an hour.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Joker. The joke might be on the rest of the field because you can see it is
Oh, he is
blasting. Blasting.
Frying this course
Through Eau Rouge, and we are at Spa right now. So our race coming up, we're on lap 1 of do I see lap 1 of 13? Is that correct,
13
guys?
laps.
Are we doing a 13 lap final? Is that correct? Can I get some confirmation? Because that is epic.
That is pretty
if so. We are so our main racers. They're actually in the 1999 BMW V12 LMR. So this was actually, if you're a Formula One fan, this car is actually built and run by Williams Motorsport. So if you're familiar with George Russell, we actually have
already.
we have some little argy-bargy right there going with one of our racers getting spun and collecting maybe a couple of other ones. But this car in 1999, this was actually again run by Williams Racing. Oh, it looks like lap 1 of 5. Okay,
1 of 5.
We're correct.
That is very different.
Awesome.
From
Love it.
13.
Very different from 13.
Yes.
And
maybe it
of
was
course-
13 races. You were in place 1 of 13 people total.
we could be. That's true. So we've got an interesting run here because these cars, again, made for Le Mans, made for the high-speed turns, and Spa is a great testing ground for Le Mans, for the circuit.
One of them is
located
just
in
a
Belgium.
knife.
I know.
Like, it's the very first turn in the course. It's just a knife.
So that it is absolutely crazy. I love all of the. I love how quick you can see these LMP cars, especially the beginning of that, end of the GTP era and the GT1 era, and moving into the modern LMP era.
That camo,
the BMW.
that camo.
Oh man, one of the first open prototypes to win after a long kind of string of dominance for closed cars. Again, this was done by Williams Racing in conjunction with BMW. So actually the engine that is in this car was the engine that was in the McLaren F1. So BMW supplied the V12 engine. It looks like all 3 racers right there
3 of them again.
just got collected together coming up.
Meanwhile, who we got right now?
Oh my goodness!
We can use some racer info.
Yeah,
if
let's
you
get some
can
racer
hear us,
info
if you can
on
get
the
some racer
HUD. This would be outstanding.
That would be just amazing for us.
I love this.
Very helpful.
Digital camo.
That digital camo livery goes hard. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
And
The
look how far
military
ahead
in me.
the Veyron is. Raceboy might just take this this race win. It's going to be a race for second to get first.
I love how his cars got progressively better. Because at first
it really
they were
did.
like, all
It
right,
really
look,
did.
you get this limo, man.
we
Chill out.
did a trial run a couple days ago, and he was in a GMC Vandura. It was amazing. They have absolutely gotten better. I love this kind of Riley and Scott throwback livery right here. That's fantastic.
Wow.
So we've got all of these cars right here are tight. Raceboy in the lead.
Just a year away.
Wolf in 6th place, trying to challenge Nick probably for the lead there. Again, if we can toggle on the racer info right on the right-hand side of the screen,
You'd be doing us a big solid
it
there.
might be overcooking. I love the Red Bull livery right here on this one. There we go. All right, so we're riding on with FS Abao.
Okay.
Oh man. I tell you what, again, these cars, these are purebred race cars on a racer's track right here. And this is...
I almost said something stupid about whether or not you have to have a mommy and daddy car that were racers, but I'm not going to say that because we're on camera, and I am a civilized human being.
It's true. And we wouldn't want anybody to hear that.
That's true. Well, I mean, I know we said this is mature.
That's how you
stream,
get
but
minis.
So Koopas are just kids of former race cars.
And I'm looking at somebody talking about Sean Don saying they got disconnected. Which would be a shame. I tell you what, that throws me back to one of our first tournaments.
All this story.
So we tell this story every year.
And it's always
for fans just listening in. We had a Forza tournament a few years ago, same event, and coming home for the victory, our first place participant, their spouse actually signed into their Xbox from home and blipped them out, knocked them out of first place, gave the win away, and lost them essentially the championship. It was they got taken care of on the back end. It wasn't their fault, but it was a moment to remember for sure.
I mean, honestly, I really appreciate the tournament crew for just stopping that divorce in its tracks, just by hooking our competitors up, making sure.
It was rough. It was rough. Riding on with AJ Savio right now. Again, our racers are all in the 99 BMW. The BMW Motorsport
starting to close the gap on Race Boy.
Starting to close the gap. I know. We're actually starting to get through. Race Boy finally starting to give a little ground there. It has been just all Race Boy at the front. And again, Race Boy is in our Joker car, so a different car each time.
Joker.
And this one, is in the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. Again, we're talking about a 300 mile an hour capable car that is just blasting its way through the Belgian countryside. Here we go. Race bar. Like nobody can see the lights. No one's close enough. Like just now it's just just like throwing a little party for himself over there.
My goodness.
Although I tell you what, coming up, we actually have, it looks like Eon finally catching up. So this is actually one of the most important turns coming up in all of motorsport, and one of the most dangerous and one of the most skillful turns is, they call it Eau Rouge. And if we can get, coming up through this absolutely tight, you can see this elevation change, this dip. You come through this turn so fast, and it's so tough actually for video games. Forza is one of the best at it, but it's so tough for video games to give a sense of elevation change. I remember the first time I went to Laguna Seca, and you go through the corkscrew. The corkscrew, I want to say, is an 80-something foot drop. And you don't understand. You're like, oh, this is fine. Oh, God, this is a roller coaster.
80-foot drop.
It's
Do they
insane.
charge you ticket prices for this?
Yeah, both hands off the wheel, straight up. Yeah, it's incredible.
No.
We are on our penultimate lap here at Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. We are rounding off race 3 of 3 of our Forza Motorsport 7 entry and period for the 2021 Microsoft Gaming Tournament. And man, I
love how on the curbs they get in the
right on there.
ballpark.
Oh, it looks like Ewan is trying to take a peek on the inside.
Really
Race
fast
left
not letting it happen.
Here. Oh, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. We are actually now jumping back all the way.
It's a three-way struggle. The struggle is real.
This first through third battle is actually a first and second battle, because Race Boy is our Joker car. Doesn't count the points. Looks like trying to squeeze onto the grass. FS Abao. Oh, man, and Eon got actually checked up by Race Boy. That's going to lose a little bit of time. Right there, can FS Abao get around? There looks like there's...
Oh, no!
We got Eon in the wall! Eon into the wall, FS Abao. Oh, man, he's going to take advantage of that and will likely complete the mission to finish first, but I don't know if that is going to incur a penalty on the back end. So in all honesty, Evans Abound now needs to race to get ahead of any penalty time that they might incur. They were both racing hard on the penultimate lap to get all the way through. And it looked like, for really the first time, this is the most impactful our Joker car has been.
Yeah, usually it's just been a non-factor.
Oh, man. But trying to get around, and I think Race Boy just kind of holding a line. And in all honesty, it is your job to find a way around the slower car. Mm-hmm. So it's not really on Race Boy. They're supposed to kind of hold that line there. But Eon getting the worst of that exchange and going into the wall. Not sure where they ended up. But it looks like, actually scanning through, are we jumping back? Okay, we've got AJ cooking through Eau Rouge right there.
Moving.
Taking a little bit. Yeah, you want to talk about that fast corner right there. Going onto this straight, and we're going to go into a pretty nice right-hand, left-hand exchange.
Hey, on drop down to 4th. I mean, still a pretty big hit.
Okay, down to 4th, which in all honesty gives you like an idea about how much of a lead that they were already building up. So it looks like AJ is actually right behind Eon. Mm-hmm. And, okay, looks like we're jumping over, I think, to second place. So second place is actually, again, first in our standing. So that's FS Abao. And they are going to be trying desperately to get ahead of Race Boy, which everyone has been trying and failing to do all race long. This is going to be the spot doing a great run off of that final turn there.
Every time they
but
get
not
close,
not enough. I tell you what, that
Raceboy
Bugatti
just
Veyron right there
hits
just
that
has
gas and
extra gears.
just moving.
The V12 of that BMW.
Oh, he's gonna make a
LMR
move.
is flying hard. Now, I tell you what, this is amazing right there because this is where the advantage of the BMW has. They are much lighter and they can brake farther and longer into the turn, and that is what they took advantage of. And it looks like FS Abao is going to move into first place. We're riding along with Nick, probably. We are definitely riding along with Nick,
probably.
And it looks like we're jumping back over to Eon. Eon is actually right behind Nick probably now.
They're gonna get into
he's
it one
gonna
more
dive
time.
in. He is going to try
he's gonna
to
make the move.
to make the move on this final chicane.
Let's
Can he get
go.
Raceboy as well? Is he going to get extra points for going ahead of Raceboy? It looks like Raceboy is going to finish off
Just gunning
ahead.
through.
But what a move by Eon to take that
to
extra
take
place.
in that third.
And now that is key because that position right there might be the points that win it. Might be the points that win it. It's going to be interesting. We're going to look at, it looks like Raceboy, actually, and it looks like because of penalty time, so it looks like FS Abao finishing down, but Eon also dropping down. That's going to promote McDaddy XL up into the podium spot right there. Absolutely amazing
really just
stuff.
taking in that dub.
Man, what a race to end it. That's the way to do it right there.
That's how we go, baby. Car go vroom.
I love car did go vroom.
Look, man, Xbox, if we want that to be the new Forza slogan, just cut me some royalties. Like, let's go.
What does the fox say? What does the car say? Car go vroom. Rotary go whale. Yes. Love it. That is awesome. Excellent. I see Pope Art in the chat. Pope Art, a purveyor of fine creative goods. Nice race, and I agree. Nice race indeed. Absolutely. I love that full send. Full send was absolutely right. What a way to wrap up the action there, and we are waiting for we're waiting for the stewards basically to be tallying up all of the looking at all the penalties, looking at where everybody finished, tallying up the points, and they're going to give us that final rundown. If you are just joining us, you're joining us at the end of the Forza segment.
Why did you do this to yourself?
Come on.
Because this was amazing. You missed out.
Or you're early for all.
Or you early for something else, I guess. But you could have got a nice warm up in for the other stuff by being here for the Forza.
That's true. You get to hear us yell about things like cargo vroom and stuff like that.
Honestly, I feel like that was the best contribution I could have made to all of this.
An amazing contribution it was, and always is. I can assure you. I tell you what, man, the action was unrelenting, and that last lap on Spa with the BMW LMRs, absolutely fantastic.
I believe that we are clearing to get ready to go to our next thing.
All right, man. I tell you what, it has been an absolutely awesome time. And you know what? I couldn't be happier and more honored to do it with amazing folks for such amazing charities.
Indeed.
And with an amazing partner by my side. And the best part is, if you did enjoy us, we will be back on for the Halo tournament later on this afternoon. I believe it's around 4 p.m. Pacific time.
4 o'clock.
But yeah, this has been absolutely fantastic. Are we going to get, before we throw down, are we going to get any final results?
Do we?
They'll deal with it down there. All right, awesome.
So
we are going to be throwing back down to Roby and the hosts. Thank you so much for joining us. I have been Jeff, and this has been Ron, and we have been excited to join you.
Hey,
What's up, guys?
Jeff, do you get to keep the tire? Because you did such a good job?
Or is that his tire?
Yes,
or is that your tire already?
When they told me that you would be tired today, I thought it was going to be something totally different. I think that means I get to keep this.
You ought to retire that joke.
Did you?
Look at this.
You both are hanging around Unishack far too much.
Hey, later on.
There's a lot of those are some great puns.
Can we just cut their mics?
Yeah, can we just be done? Oh, here we go. Here's the leaderboards. So, Jeff, you want to just run this down since I don't want to take this away from you.
Yep.
Maybe we
get over Eon with 51, and man, a little crowded spot on the third place in the podium with Mac Daddy XL, and Nick certainly bringing home 44 points to share that third spot on the podium. But the most important part, Roby, as I'm sure you will agree, is that every one of these is a winner because they're here because they donated to some amazing causes, and we couldn't be more proud and honored to have had them join us and to be calling the action for amazing folks doing really cool stuff in an amazing game.
You guys did such a good job. I mean, I actually saw Twitch chat numbers and Twitch viewership numbers go up, mostly because of how good Ron looks in that give shirt and the fact that you had the tire.
One more time.